Welcome to the SpearNation radio show. I'm your host, Chandler Morrison. We're live here from Land's Restaurant in Dunlap, Tennessee. The bad situation there. And I'll get to that in a few minutes, and we'll talk to them individually. Most of the day is going to be a mock schedule kind of thing, and y'all been asking me, what's a mock schedule, what's this, what's that? What it really is, we're just going through the schedule, finding out what we think is going to happen this season, and kind of give you a rough draft of what the season is to hold for football and soccer today. So that's what we're doing today. If you have any questions, you can call in at 423-718-1297. You're welcome to do that. And you can also tweet us, or you can post on Facebook your questions. If you have any, especially if you have any questions about scheduling or anything like that. So we had some tweets. We had about one or two tweets for our question this week, and our question was for our segment 15 Seconds of Fame. The question was this week: what's your favorite thing about Friday Night Football? Use the hashtag SCM 15 Seconds of Fame. That stands for SpearNation 50 Seconds of Fame. And we'll kind of get to that. And right now, here's the tweets I've got so far. And we hadn't had a lot this week. I'll just tell you that right now. We got James Christian D. He said, Ken's pep talks about life. I have to say that was pretty funny pep talks he gives us. James Christian again. Bill Lane. He has two others here I can't mention on the radio. Sorry, viewers at home, you're just going to have to follow at James Christian D. We also had, I'm pretty sure, Archer Thompson, which is at Archer T Outdoors, the huge brawl we had tonight with Moore County. And I was hoping I'd get some football players in here to kind of talk about that. And if you're a football player and you want to call into this radio station and talk about that brawl you had Friday night, I'd be more than willing to let you know, and if you would let SpearNation know about that. So, in other news, we're going to have Riley Dempsey on today. I just want to tell you a little about him. He's a senior on the Indians basketball and baseball team. He's fresh off of the AAU National Championship. He played with a bunch of college entering freshmen, so he was one of the only ones still going to the high school this year. But he wasn't able to be with us, and Chad Cordell was also going to be with us, but of course they couldn't show today. So most of what we got today is we want to talk scheduling, what the schedule this year holds for Sequatchie County, and we have right now is we have Brent Hurst here, and we also have Dylan Rare. Say hi to the people.
Hello. Hey.
Yeah. So they're talking to us today about Brent's going to talk a little bit more about soccer, but he's also going to give in some football IQ, I guess. So that's what we got going today. But first, I want to give you a question, and we'll answer this near the end of the show. The question for today is, who did Sequatchie County play in the state championship in football in 1973? Again, who did Sequatchie County play in the state championship in football in 1973? We'll give you that answer after we chat with Brent Hurst and Dylan Rader here in a bit. Either of y'all know the answer to that?
Can I guess?
No, you can't guess right now. Can't guess right now. Actually, I'll let you guess if you know.
Oh, I don't know, but I think the guess there a lot is Alcoa.
Alcoa?
That's something like that.
I'll just go ahead and tell you that one wrong. You got a guess, Dylan?
No, not yet.
Okay. We'll let you kind of figure that out. And no cheating. No getting on your phone and figuring it out that way either. I assume y'all have all y'all's predictions ready?
I do.
You do? Dylan, you're always prepared, are you? You're going to take it on the fly, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the fly. All right. Well, how are we doing today, by the way?
I'm doing pretty good. Is that you?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you, Dylan?
Had a good day so far.
Good day. All right. Always good to have a Sunday afternoon, honestly.
Yeah.
Always relaxing. That's why we like to do this on Sunday afternoon. That way we're not stressed, having to go in, go out. A lot of people have practice during the week. So we like to do it right here now. So, it's a lot of relaxation. So we're going to start with some football. We'll get into some girls soccer later. I think Brent's going to help us a little bit more than that. I don't know as much as he does about it. He doesn't know as much as he thinks he knows about it.
I know. Careful.
We kind of joked earlier that we'll both be idiots together, because we don't know a lot about this. So we're going to try to get into that. So we're gonna go game by game. The Jamboree's not on there, but they play Whitwell and Bledsoe, and they're the home team for both of those. What do you got?
Dylan, you want to start?
Give me a score for the Bledsoe quarter. They're 20-minute quarters.
Okay.
They're not just 12, but they're 20-minute quarters. So
Okay, I'm going to let Dylan start here.
So it's like a third of a football game.
I believe we'll have at least a
10-point lead
at least.
with Bledsoe.
Yeah, definitely with Bledsoe.
Okay.
The Jamboree has scored like a normal game, right?
It's scored like a normal game.
Okay. I'm going to say Bledsoe wins by 3. The actual score, I'll say 20-17. And I'll let you know why later.
All right. I like the 10-point lead. Why do you think that in a quarter? Because usually you get maybe the highest score I've ever seen a quarter for the Jamboree, which is like a third of a game, is like 14-14, and that was 2 years ago.
You get 2 safeties.
2 safeties. Hey, you never know. Defense is good.
I haven't seen how he played this year, but based on how much they wanted to get better over the summer, I believe that we can beat Bledsoe at least by 10.
Yeah.
Okay, after remembering those 20 minutes, let me cut my score back by a touchdown piece and say 10-7. What's up?
10-7 Bledsoe. We got he lives on the. You got to understand. Brent lives on the line, so I don't know why he would ever pick Bledsoe.
The reason that I'm picking Bledsoe is because we beat them last year, so they're going to be annoyed with that and want a little bit of revenge. But the game that counts, we'll get the win. The game that counts during the regular season, I'll let Squatch fall.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bledsoe, we'll let them have it when it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So that was kind of the case 2 years ago. We played, or 3 years ago, I believe. My freshman year, we played them in the playoffs. We lost the regular season game, and because of that, we had to play them at their place twice. We ended up winning by a touchdown. Like the score was almost identical, except it was flip flopped the next time around. It was like 35-28 and then 35-34, something like that. So pretty close game. And I think the Jamboree, I've noticed in years past, a lot of people do the Jamboree. They don't go full force, and I noticed that Sequatchie County does. So Sequatchie County looks good in the Jamboree. They look good when they do all these things. But the Jamboree doesn't matter that much, and most teams don't put an emphasis on it. They just go there to kind of show that their team's still there, So I think some. Now with Whitwell, what do you think Whitwell? Whitwell's interesting because they have a coach that's actually been there for 2 years, which is the first time this has happened. And I looked it up. It's probably like 3 or 4 years the first time they've had a coach stay there for more than a year.
Really?
I think so. I looked up the stats, and I may be getting it wrong. I got it from Chattanoogan.com, which they're known to get it wrong. But that's what I've got.
What was their record last year?
I think the record actually was like 4-6.
Well, that's pretty good for what
They beat a team, 3-7. Excuse me.
Oh, that's not that
It isn't, but they did beat a team that got to the playoffs. That was an 8-2 team.
Really?
Midway. Of course, Midway's a 1A team, so they probably got a lot of.
Still.
Yeah.
Props to Whitwell for that. It's Whitwell. I say we win 10-0.
10-0, just as much as you can score in a quarter, right? What? Don't write anything yet, no. We also have Sam Dishman here. He's writing down our on a board what we have, and pretty interesting, I think, what we got here. It's going from all the games down, and then we got the playoffs and final kind of in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute with football. I like talking a little bit more football because it is a bigger sport. I'm not saying that to be mean or anything, but it's a bigger sport than girls soccer.
It is. It brings in money. And football has more fans than soccer. Both should get the same treatment, obviously.
Yeah.
We respect both sports.
Yeah.
I have no problem. As a soccer player, I have no problem with the focus being on football.
I don't either. Because with a football player, I, of course, don't have a problem with it. But I do like to respect soccer. I do like to go watch soccer games just because I know they're on Friday night cheering me on. I want to go and cheer them on too. So, so you got Whitwell 10-0.
I've got us winning.
Against Whitwell, is what I'm saying. Yeah. What do you got?
I don't have an opinion on the Whitwell game, but I'd also like to amend my last prediction. I know now that the quarters are shortened. I don't like to say that we'd have at least a 5-point lead.
Well, it's not. It's actually lengthened because it's what we have is we have a 20-minute quarter, which a half in football is about a half in high school football is 24 minutes. So it's almost a half, almost the quarter. They call it a quarter, but it's almost a half. That's what I've got off the Whitwell, our side, and Marion County side is that it is 20-minute quarter.
I remember that from last season.
So I'm going to, say that. So you're saying 5-0? Around 5-0. Just kind of a generic kind of 5-point, just based on skill, or. Well, when we do this, I like to go with football scores. Here, Dylan. Not trying to put you down.
I'll help Dylan out here. We're
Okay.
12-7.
12-7. All right, we got a 12-7. All right. And that's the Jamboree. Of course, we have next week. We play this coming Friday. We actually play McMinn Central, and it's here. It's here. We play McMinn Central and someone else. I think it's Brainerd, I do believe, or Howard. I can't remember the exact name. I know we played Hickson back in the spring, so it's not Hickson. So that's what we got going right now is this week. So give us a little bit of insight. I know you don't know much about those, so we'll go ahead and go to the season after the Jamboree. Actually, let me pull the Jamboree up. I want to see some of the other interesting.
I have it.
You have the Jamboree,
Yeah.
The whole schedule?
Yeah.
Pull that up if you do. Give me, and I'll say that. I'll give you some interesting. I saw one other day that was very, very interesting. They've got a lot of rivalries this year. I think Marion County and South Pitt are playing each other. Us and Bledsoe are playing each other. And let's see. First quarter, you got Bledsoe and South Pitt. That's not really a traditional game, but, they got to mix it up every now and then. Grundy versus Lookout Valley. CCS versus Marion. Whitwell versus Sequatchie. That's like a throwback almost because, Whitwell decided not to play us after some stuff went down with...
Who scheduled the Jamboree?
I don't know. I would assume, I don't know, because you would think that since Whitwell is the host this year, that they would get a home game and they would get to pick who they're playing. Because I know when we played, we got to pick our pick of whoever we played. They must have not got to pick that, and it must have been someone else that picked it, and they may have had to schedule it differently or something like that. But we got Whitwell versus Sequatchie, Grundy and Lookout Valley. Twice?
I've noticed that too. If that's wrong, then the Whitwell County side, or the Whitwell High School side was wrong. I got that off Whitwell side.
Well, see, I got that off Whitwell side, but I also got it off the Marion County side, which they posted it differently.
I didn't look at them.
So they do have a little bit different. South Pitt versus Marion and Bledsoe versus Sequatchie in quarter 6 and 7. I think that's going to be very interesting games. That's going to tell a lot about our season, actually. First, because you got Bledsoe. We're going to see how much better we are than Bledsoe or how much worse we are than Bledsoe. Because usually it's a toss-up. It's going to show us, I guess you can say it's going to show us who's going to be the man up when we play in the season. And South Pitt and Marion, that's going to tell us a lot because both of those are on our schedule. So it's going to tell us who's better out of those two and who we can expect.
South Pitt.
Well, I'm being hypothetical. We'll get to that here in a little bit. But that's what I'm thinking here. So that's the Jamboree. Interesting games there. Us and Bledsoe and South Pitt and Marion. Who you got in the South Pitt and Marion game? In the quarter. Jamboree is always different.
Jamboree is always different. But let's see. Wasn't it at Grundy last year? I think I went to that. And South, I'm not in theory.
We played South Pitt last year. I remember that.
I think they ran over everybody, didn't they? Or am I remembering wrong?
I think they did. They played us and I think Grundy.
South Pitt could run over.
Do a football ranking as well as a soccer and basketball ranking. Since we were going to talk to Riley today, we're going to do a basketball ranking, but we'll still do that. He's not here today. So starting with the schedule, we got community. Last year, blowout. I'm going to say, and I'll give you what I wrote down. It's going to be a warm-up game for the Indians. Easy win at home. Should be a fun game on the Sequatchie side, at least. What do you got?
You want scores or just opinion?
I'll give you your opinion and the score. I'd like to see what your opinion is, and then give me the score.
It was blowout last year. It was something like 40-something to 3.
Yeah.
So
it was. I believe it was 41-3. We missed an extra point.
Okay.
I don't know how with Christian, but
so yeah, that's
actually speaking of Christian, I hate to go off topic a little bit here, but I was actually talking to one of the assistant coaches for Stone Memorial yesterday because I coached Little League football, so we were up there playing. And one of the funny things was he talked about how good Christian was. He was surprised, and a lot of people were surprised even in the Valley, that he didn't go to college somewhere, to play, to kick. And that was just, I talked to him the other day about that. He just said, it wasn't for him. He just wanted to get through college and not have to worry about football. Don't blame him.
I don't either.
Especially, he told me he was pretty set to go to college, financially wise. So I was like, okay, can't blame that. So, a lot of people were surprised by that, and even the Stone Memorial coach. When I said that, his jaw dropped. He was like, "You're telling me he didn't go in?"
No worries. Last year we killed them 40. You said 41-3.
Mm-hmm.
So this year they're going to be looking for revenge. They're going to do a little bit better. I've got us winning 38-7.
Mm-hmm. All right, what you got, Dylan?
My actual prediction was going to be 43, but
43-2.
40 3 then.
Okay, similar to last year, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say until
he said it was last year's score.
That's what I was going to say, but
yeah. I've actually, community's good, and if it were at community, I'm going to say community's good. I'm not saying they're great. I'm not saying they're good for a 1A school. If we were at their place, I would give them an extra touchdown and a half. It's not much of a home field advantage there, but I would give them a touchdown and a half. I've got community winning 49-7. Excuse me, I got Sequatchie County. Excuse me, I got Sequatchie County winning 49-7. So I've already written mine down over here. So Sam, give them on Brent's. What did you have, Brent?
I had Sequatchie winning 38-7.
38-7. Okay.
can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I'm not wrong or mistaken, I believe our middle school is undefeated last season.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know how or what the potential of our upcoming freshmen might have.
Yeah. I was talking about that the other day, and I hate to. I talk about a lot of stuff, as you can tell. I'm always busy with this radio show trying to get other people's opinions and make sure it's not just one-sided every time I turn around. But I was actually talking to Coach Cochran the other day, and he said, the one thing I'm going to have to worry about is getting them to believe in themselves, the older guys, but especially the freshmen, because they're coming in, they don't know if they can play. Most of them can play right in. That's what he told me. Is most of them can play right now and not have a problem and compete for a spot at least. Inspired. We lost some pretty good talent last year. We had Dylan Harvey.
Christian.
We had Christian. Christian was definitely. I'm not going to say the best player on that team last year because he's a kicker. I can't give him that. I love kickers, but I can't give him the best player.
It's not a fair comparison.
It's not a fair comparison unless he kicked like a 70-yard field goal. I'm not going to give him the best player. We have Blake Cates. He's now playing at Air Force.
Really?
Yeah, he is. He actually just 2 weeks ago he went out to start practice. So he's at Air Force. He's playing D1 ball yet, and it's really like that about it. So, anyways, I know we're kind of shooting the bull here, and that's what we do on the radio. But so you got him winning. What has he got your score? Dylan, what do you got on community?
I said 43.
42-3. 40-3. Put W 40-3. You got that in red? Okay. Sorry. Anyways, while we're talking about this, we are at Land's Restaurant. If you'd like to stop in and listen to us live, if you're in the neighborhood, got some good food here. I know they do. Got some good sweet tea, that's for sure. Ain't that right, Brent?
Amen.
Amen. So if you want to, you can come by and see us. Give us, and we actually, if you want to come by and give us your input, we actually have a poll we're going to do here in a little bit that you can get involved in, and we're going to do that on social media too. And if you want to call in, you're welcome to do that as well. So I've got 49-7 on community. We'll go ahead and go to Grundy County. There's a bye week, and notice there's a bye week between community and Grundy. I'm not sure what led Coach Colquitt to do that because that's probably the weakest 2-game stretch on our schedule.
Was that our decision to schedule it like that, or was
yes,
that?
I think it was. I think that's our decision because they don't even because the way I look at the schedules, they don't even out who gets the bye win. You can choose your bye because the coaches are actually more involved in the schedule than the NCAA is.
Good, but
except for district. Of course, they schedule district a certain way, and that's how it's done. But that's kind of how it goes. So
odd that we have our bye week then.
Yeah, it really is. Rick, could you talk to us for a minute about Grundy real quick? What you saw from them? How you going?
Yeah.
I'll get my phone.
Last year we played Grundy. We had it at home, obviously. And
I was right there.
I don't remember exactly what the score was. It was 30-something to high teens or low 20s. Even though the score seemed not like a blowout, I feel like we played better than they did. I think that's the score. I could be completely wrong. But this year, it's at their place. I think just like community, they're going to be looking for a little bit of revenge, but I think they're going to do a better job of it than community is. Even so, with the players we have returning, with the upcoming freshmen that we have, and it being our second game of the season after bye week, I've got us beating Grundy 24-21.
All right, 24-21. Go ahead and write that down, Sam. Dylan, you got anything? Okay. So you said 20-7?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Give me a little test. I think we're messing up with the mic. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, we're good. We're definitely good. Talk again.
Hello.
All right. So we're having a little technical difficulty there. So you got both those written down, Sam? Are you writing them all in orange? Okay, good. You might want to write those W's a little bit bigger because if they're a win, we want to make a statement with that win. You know. And this next one we got, you may disagree with me here, Brent, and I'm sorry, with South Pitt. They are a very dominant team. I will give them that. It's going to be the statement game for the year. They go in. Hear me out before you give me those looks.
Yeah, I've got this look on my face at Chandler like, what in the world are you talking about?
Yeah.
For those of you who can't see.
Yeah, you can't see him right now. I don't know. Anyways, what I'm talking about here is, and you're welcome to call in if you have an opinion about this, because I know a lot of people are going to have an opinion on this. A lot of people don't like South Pittsburgh. A lot of people maybe just want to see Sequatchie County win for once because South Pittsburgh has been that kind of team. Been a very dominant team in 1A. They're not just a good team. They're a powerhouse in 1A. They are 1A powerhouse, constantly cranking out recruits.
They could be a powerhouse in 3 or 4 A's.
If they were 3 or 4A school, there's no stopping them. They could beat 6A, 5A schools like that.
Oh,
The only bad thing about being 1A is the manpower, honestly. So Pittsburgh is going to be a statement game for the Indians, I think. And hear me out. What I mean by that is they're probably going to shock some people with the score of that game. Not because they're necessarily going to win, but it's going to be closer than everybody anticipates. When I refer to everybody, I mean just mostly fans in Chattanooga, the media in Chattanooga, because that's mostly the ones that react to these games. It's going to shock some people. I got the score as being 35-31. A loss. That's what you lost, 35-31. So, what do you guys say about that, Brent?
I gotta say that's kind of funny. I was at the South Pittsburgh game last year, and I was at the South Pittsburgh game the year before that, and I know about South Pittsburgh, and I'm here to tell you that we're going to lose, and it's going to be a whole lot worse than 35-31. I've got it 56-10. We've got a good team this year, but not South Pittsburgh. 56-10 loss.
I also want to put in the reason I've got that score And Dylan, I'll give you a chance to talk about this in just a second. The reason I've got that score is because I think this Squatchy team is a better team. What I see right now compared to last year, it's 10 times better than it was last year. That's right now. We could change. It could definitely change by then. Definitely.
I want you to keep this board, and I want us to have a little talk after this game.
All right, I will. And of course, it could be wrong, but it's my prediction. That's the way I see it. Here on SpearNation. Sorry, I had to put a little inlet there. We're here at Lands. In case you want to join us, you can call in at 423-718-1297. Again, that call-in number is on the Spreaker if you're listening to us. 423-718-1297. So, South Pittsburgh. First thing you got to realize is they're a 1A school. Well, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you see if they're a powerhouse or not, they are a 1A school. So when you look at it, they're not going to have as much manpower as we do. They have to be really, really conditioned to play someone of our size, and they really. So I just want to say, before I say this, they're a 1A school. They can still be outmanned. I think that it's possible that it's a game that goes right to the very end, and we're up, and they just score a touchdown, run off a touchdown, and it's that.
I really hope you're right. I would love to see that.
I really hope I'm right too. Now, do I think I'm gonna be right? I don't know. Just what I saw this year. I'm basing my schedule off of what I've seen up to this point compared to last year, because I've been around the practice field. I've been around the field house trying to get as much information as possible. And the way Coach Colquitt is talking, it sounds like this team's a better team. Of course, I don't listen to Coach talk because they talk way more than they can. But I think, based on what I hear around the community, this team is different because they're not going to sit back and let you hit them. They're going to go up and hit you. That's the difference between this year's team and last year's team. That's why I've got them at this point, South Pittsburgh. But again, like I said, it's going to be a close one. It's going to have a lot of publicity on it because both teams could go into it potentially undefeated. I hadn't seen South Pittsburgh's schedule, the first two games they play, and maybe you can look that up while Dylan's talking real quick. I think they play a pretty easy schedule if I'm not wrong. But, Dylan, what do you got on this game?
I have 44-21 as
a loss.
Yeah, as well.
A loss. Okay, we got a loss, 44-21.
And I know my predictions are based around an exact touchdown and field goal put together.
So you have to have a field goal on one and a touchdown on the other. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I pulled. Hold on, let me make sure this is this year's schedule.
And if it's last year's schedule, it should be the same as this year's. They go a 2-year cycle.
What day of the week is September 12th?
I do believe that is a. Let's see. What? September 12th. And that will
September 12th is a Friday. Okay, I've got their schedule.
All
right. They've got Bell County to start out the season. I have no idea.
I have no idea. I think Bell County is out west, which is automatically going to make them better.
Really? I thought the West teams focused on basketball.
West teams do, but I think Bell County is that southwest corner of Tennessee. It's loaded.
Okay.
Memphis is loaded in football as it is, but that southwest corner of Tennessee is loaded. So I think Bell County is going to be a pretty good team. So go ahead.
Okay. First week they've got Bell County. Second week they're at Hickson. Oh, the Bell County game is in South Pittsburgh, so they don't have to travel out west.
They don't have to travel out west.
Second game is at Hickson.
Second. What do you think about that schedule out there?
I don't know anything about Hickson, to be honest. And they've got a bye week between Hickson and us.
That's not the best thing. Of course, we have a bye week before Grundy, and Grundy's kind of an easier game. It's definitely not the easiest game, but it's an easier game. I will say that. Bell County is in Kentucky, is what I'm hearing. I got this from the someone's listening. They just posted on Twitter that Bell County is in Kentucky.
Why are we playing a team from Kentucky?
I don't know. I remember them playing a team from Kentucky last year. That's why. Let's see if I can.
Tennessee schools don't want to schedule them because they know they'll get killed.
Yeah. Tennessee is not the. Is not the best football state.
We're not Texas.
We're not Texas. We're not Alabama. We're not Georgia. Alabama has some pretty good football. When South Pitt and North Jackson go together, it's a clash.
Oh, that's true.
That's a clash. Northern Alabama has better football. Southern Alabama, not so much. So I'm looking at Bell County football right now, and I'm just kind of seeing what their general thing was last year. I think it's looking like they're a 3A team in Kentucky, which is equivalent to what we are, because they have the same kind of system, I think, that we do. Looks like they were a pretty good team last year. But yeah, it looks like they were a pretty good team last year. It doesn't say. They have 2 state championships, though, so this could be a tough game. You might see a South Pittsburgh and a Sequatchie County that are you might possibly see a Bell County you might see a South Pittsburgh that is 0-2 against a Sequatchie that's 2-0. And when's the last time that's happened? I don't know. I'm not a historian, but it could be a long way from now. I know we're talking a little bit here. We're kind of getting caught up a little bit. I want to kind of get through the schedule and see what we can do, and we're definitely going to finish this today. If it takes us an hour and a half, we're going to finish this today for your listening pleasure. And if you want to listen to this later, you can also. It'll be on YouTube after this radio show is done. It'll also be on this channel that you can listen to at any time. So if you don't have time to listen to it right now, you can always listen to it later. We'll go on to CCS. You've got the South Pittsburgh scores down, right, Sam? Yeah. All right. So what we got right now is we've got CCS. I've got Sequatchie County winning. It's at home. I do believe.
Yeah, it is.
I've got CCS winning 35-14, and it's going to be one of those gimme games.
CCS winning?
Excuse me, Sequatchie County winning. I'm sorry, I get confused. I say CCS and I say win. I'm like sorry for the confusion out there on the airwaves. CCS is going to be one of those gimme games on the schedule, but I predict that it will be a close based on the past 2 years. The past 2 years have been really close. They are at our place, so I give us the advantage going into it. Solid 35-14 win. I give them another touchdown if they were playing at CCS, but that's about it. So, what do you got?
I've got 29-13 win. Not really based on stats or anything, just based on the fact that we're playing CCS at home in football. 29-13.
And the reason I give them that advantage at home, they don't have that much of a home field atmosphere, but that turf is definitely a factor. I do give them that. I played on it last year. It's slick. You have to be used to playing on it. After about 2 series, I got kind of used to it, but still, it's nothing compared to if they were used to it. So, what do you got for that one, Dylan?
I have 28-18.
28-18.
Win or loss? Win.
Okay. If he said loss, I was about to come across the table and be like, look, if you're 28-18 for that. Here's where we're going to really talk today, and I do want to talk this not just because it's Marion County, but Marion County game is going to be is always a big game. It was last year. This one is a tough one to figure out, honestly. When I looked at this, I'm just going to tell you, I have 3 paragraphs worth of stuff on this because I just started writing about what was going on and what was this and what was that, just to try to figure out what in the world we could do about Marion County. Sequatchie County could come into this one silently, being undefeated, or with 1 loss, possibly. I'm just throwing that out there. South Pitt game, you never know. There have been times when Sequatchie County has been expected to be blown out, and they've won against South Pitt. Not saying it's going to be a win, but it's possible. They could come in this with 3-1 or 4-0 record, and Marion County with a possible undefeated record. I went to their record earlier, I believe, and here's their here's their schedule going into the Sequatchie County game. You got Grundy County, Whitwell, Bledsoe County, Chattanooga Central, and Lookout Valley going into Sequatchie County.
When's their bye week?
It doesn't say on here. Let me look. I think it's actually they don't have a bye week until after
Okay,
us.
good. That's still not very.
We got 8:21, 8:29, 9:05, 9:12, 9:19, and then I think they don't have another bye week until almost the end of the season. I don't believe.
That's still a pretty easy schedule. I mean, anytime you play a football game, it's going to be trying on you physically, but not those games not quite to the extent of playing South Pitt and Signal Mountain.
Yes. I think the one that's going to give Marion County trouble is Chattanooga Central. It depends on what they run this year. If they run the spread, last year they had to go from a spread to a wing tee with all their athletes, and so they were running the wing tee to the outside. I don't know if I'm going to lose you here or not.
I'm following kind of.
They would try to run the wing tee, and they would try to run it outside. Oh, there's Kyler.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I saw a friend of mine. They'll try to run it to the outside. The only reason they may give trouble to Marion County is if Marion County can't figure out how to shut out outside, which I don't see why they wouldn't, because Marion County runs the exact same offense to the inside. So, yeah. That's what we got right here. Just got a picture of the South Pittsburgh roster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 players on their team.
How many do we have?
I'm pretty sure we have right in the 50, 60 range.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking. I think that's what it was last year. That's a small football team. Compared and for a 1A school, that's a big football team for a 1A school. It's very, very small. But anyways, Marion County, the reason I give it a tough is because I don't know if they're going to pick up where they left off last year, before the Trousdale game, Trousdale County. And I just want to touch on this. I'm not trying to, because of the scandal, because of all that went down there and the coaching change, I'm not sure. Because it was in-house, the coaching change was in-house, it went to an assistant coach, I do believe. No, excuse me. It didn't go to assistant coach. Assistant coach was interim, and they I believe Ricky Ross was who took over that, I think. Don't get me wrong. I may or may not know that. Just making sure. Actually, I've got it right here, I think. It says Matt McCurry from last year, but I think that's the one that was last year. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, we'll go beyond that. I'm just not sure if they're going to pick up where they were last year. As far as the actual game is concerned, it'll probably be a shootout, like it was last year. I had the scores being 52-45.
Who's winning?
I got Sequatchie County.
You got Sequatchie County.
It's going to be
more low scoring, and I've got us winning at 20-17.
Well, see, I was really, really surprised with the shootout last year. Because not only that, they run variations of the triple option.
Well, did we both have scores in the 40s? It was something like 49-42.
It was 52-28. It was a
52-28.
Yeah, it was I believe that. I believe it was. It went from, in the third quarter being really, really tied, and then just Marion County just took it over.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now.
The reason I was surprised was because, think about it, Marion County ran the exact same offense that we run right now when Copeland was there. We ran the wing tee when Barger was there, which is what they run now. So we should know each other like the back of our hand. So you'd think it'd be like one of these defensive bouts where you're going 10-7 or something like that, but it was 52-28 for some odd reason. I think we just didn't put enough emphasis on defense last year. Honestly.
That's another reason I think it's going to be low scoring this year, because after the lack of emphasis on defense last year, they're going to overcompensate this year, I'm thinking.
Yeah. And like I said, I was surprised to see a shootout last year. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a blowout by Sequatchie County. The reason I say that is I believe it's going to be a close game, but I give them the benefit of the doubt because I think they'll pick up where they were last year. They've still got two of their coaches from last year, I think, and they brought in a new coach this past year, and I think that will help. I think that will help them out. I think they've got mostly. I think they only graduated like 6 or 7 seniors last year, so they have a lot of people. So that's what I've got right now. As far as as far as Marion County is concerned, I've got 52. I got 52-45. What do you got, Dylan?
I got 49-35.
49-35?
Yeah.
You got that, Sam?
On the Marion.
Yeah. No, you got to get Brent's right there. What do you have for that one, Brent, by the way?
For Marion County?
Yeah.
20-17, I think I have. 20-17, Sequatchie winning.
All right. 2017. I think that's a pretty good emphasis on defense right there. We have a different scores, we have different philosophies, but I think for the most part we've got the same wins and losses kind of thing until we get to near the end of the season. Bledsoe County. What do you got?
Bledsoe County. Okay,
I think Brent has the privilege to speak on this. He lives on the line. He lives this rivalry every day.
I go to church in Bledsoe County. My property is technically in Bledsoe County. I go to church with their football coach, with one of their announcers. Let me say this first. They're all real good people, but not during the game.
They just don't have all their teeth like we do.
We can't be friends again.
No, I don't mean that.
I'm not commenting on that. Now, I told Chandler this before we came on the air. I was planning on going to church this morning and talking to some people that were involved with the team to kind of get a feel for how they're going to be this year before I made my prediction. But then I realized it's Sequatchie Bledsoe. Throw stats out the window. Nothing that anybody says about either team is going to matter when these two teams take the field against each other. Last year, we were down with, I think, a minute 8 left.
Mm-hmm. Minute 8, minute 9, something like that.
We scored 2 touchdowns in the last minute 9, or however much we
We
scored.
didn't need the second touchdown, but we scored the first touchdown, and that gave us the lead, and we intercepted after that and took the ball down. And just a great game to watch. Even if you weren't a fan of either school, just a great game to watch.
That was a great game from Newcomb, if there are any around here. But
if you're on the line, you definitely get to stay on the line this past year.
Yeah. I have Sequatchie winning again really tight, 27-24. Not because I'm from Sequatchie, but because I know that Sequatchie's returning a lot.
You got to win, right? Win
27-24.
27-24.
Because we're returning a lot of good players. Yes, we are losing a lot, but we're gaining a lot of extremely talented freshmen, and I think we can pull this off. Even though it's at Bledsoe, I think they beat us enough that we can keep the stump another year.
That's kind of what I got nearly the same thing on mine. It's always a close game, at least most of the time. There are times when one gets blown out, but it's rare. It's very rare. It's far and few in between. It's a game we all look forward to. We play Bledsoe. We play at Bledsoe this year, so maybe we can finally figure out how they got to solve the problem of the smell of the cow pies in the stadium.
That's horrible.
That is horrible. I can't stand that smell.
Oh, is there really a?
There really is a smell.
I've never smelled that.
Well, you're from Bledsoe County. That's why. You probably been there too much. It's in you. It's in your blood. We got a blue blood on the radio. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I see a 21-17 victory by Sequatchie and a longer tenure at Sequatchie for the stuff. I can see the Indians with a higher margin of victory, honestly. Just depends on how they go this year. But when you play a rival, stats, playbooks, records, all get thrown out the window. Should be a classic, as the Alchemax says. There could be some heavy rains that week. So that could be a knockout, drag-out, 10-6 game like we had a couple years past.
That's hard to be predicting the weather there, Ken.
I know. I just looked in the farm. I was curious. I was like, well, what's it going to be like this week? And it said it was going to be a heavy rains that week. So definitely something we can look forward to. What do you got?
I got 21-14.
21-14.
Yeah, 21-14. Winning. That's winning.
That's winning. All right. Go ahead. You got that? All right. Go ahead and go to the other board there, Sam, and we'll kind of... I'm sorry it's taking a little bit longer. It's taking a little bit longer than we saw. I'm glad we didn't kind of have rally today because he would have made us go about 2 or 3 hours. I hope you're still having fun out there. We've been on the air for 46 minutes, and I hope you don't have anywhere to go too soon, do you, Brent?
No, we're having a gospel meeting this week at church. By the way, y'all. No, I'm kidding. But we start at 7 tonight, so as long as I'm out of here by about 6:30, we're okay. And I don't think our listeners want to be here until 6:30.
Oh yeah, we're not going to be here until 6:30. So yeah. Of course, you can call into the radio station. We'll give you that opportunity. It's on the Spreaker. If you're listening to us on Spreaker, you can also call in and give us your opinion on maybe one of these games. 423-718-1297 is that number, or you can just contact us on Facebook or on Twitter. You can add us like Jonathan Boss Fans has been doing here lately. He gave us some information earlier that Bell County was in Kentucky I didn't look at Pittsburgh's schedule as much as I should have, apparently. And, yeah. So, there we go. And we'll go on to Stone Memorial here. This is going to be. I actually talked to the coach yesterday, and he's looking. They're looking better than they were last year. Is what he tells me.
Inside information.
I know. I was surprised. I was like, I told him even up front. I said, "Hey, I run a radio station, so anything you say can be used on the radio." So he was like, "Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about it." He was assistant coach, of course. With the head coach, he'd been like, "No, you're not getting any information out of me, you little yuppie," or something like that. But yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He was very, very confident. They've only lost about 8 or 9 seniors, what he told me.
Oh.
That's not a lot.
Oh, they're returning some people.
They're returning a lot of people. At least, if even if all of them started, you're looking at returning at least 2 people on offense. 1 person on offense, 1 person on defense. That's something you can't have. If you return a quarterback on offense, that's something you can't be. You return two linemen out of your 5 linemen, that's something you can't be. So, what do you got for Stone Memorial, by the way?
Last year, let's see, I think Stone Memorial beat us by about a touchdown around there last year. Am I right?
I think it was about a touchdown, but it was like a field goal and a touchdown, something like that.
Okay, so Stone Memorial beat us last year here. If I remember right, it was our homecoming week. So that week was hectic for everybody. I'm not sure whether they let the football players get hectic with it, but
they did.
They did.
They did.
Okay, so that might have had a little bit of effect on it. I don't think it made us lose that game.
No,
but that might have been a little bit of something. This year, we're away to Stone Memorial, which usually you say, okay, we lost at home last year, so we're away. That works for us. But it's during our fall break, and so the football team can keep their heads pretty much only on Stone Memorial.
Yeah, they can, and I think it'll be a little bit more like that. I think last year I remember one year we had a bye week before we played Signal Mountain. Signal Mountain, but we got blown out more than we ever got blown out in the game. I think that was a record for us getting blown out in the game, and that was 61-0.
They announced that twice at the Bledsoe game. I went to Bledsoe that week, and they announced that twice, and I was like, okay.
Well, if I wasn't playing, I wouldn't have gone to that game, honestly.
Yeah.
So, Stone Memorial. I actually was talking. Like I said, I was talking to the coach from there just yesterday, and he was talking to me about, actually talking to me about Christian again. He said I was afraid. He said I knew if y'all got that ball across the 50-yard line, y'all would win that game. And I was telling him to stop you, because they got across that 50-yard line. Luckily, we got a fumble and got to go in, and but that kind of happens that way, and I understand that. He was just kind of like. If he would have got past 50 yards, there's no doubt in my mind Christian could have got it in. Definitely. So, I've got them. What I had them over there, Sam, for Stone Memorial. I've got 31-28, a win.
I don't think I said mine. I've got a win, 21-14.
Yeah, it's going to be a close. It's not going to be a defensive battle. It's not going to be an offensive battle. It's going to be kind of a knockout, drag-out kind of thing. But it's going to be a higher scoring affair than you would think it would be. So, Stone is a 5A. So it won't hurt Sequatchie in the playoffs if they lose and they don't get the first and second in the district. But it will actually help them because the way the playoffs work, if you're not first or second in the district, they go through a 16 point metric to determine who gets in the state tournament, who doesn't. So they go through all the stats, and this is a major stat in there. How many wins you have against a upper class team. And Signal and Notre Dame would both count as an upper class team too because they're both 4A and we're 3A.
Have you ever been somewhere?
Have I ever been to it?
Yeah, to their campus.
Yeah, I just went there yesterday.
Okay, I didn't know whether you were playing at the school, but for our listeners who haven't been up there, we played there at soccer last year, and their facilities for pretty much everything are extremely nice.
Well, to give you an idea, they were established in 2006, so their facilities are very modern, very, very high tech, and very, very elegant.
A pitch to get some Sequatchie fans up there. Y'all will not be disappointed.
Yeah, you will not be disappointed. The only thing I have a knock against them is their metal bleachers. And did y'all play in the football stadium, or they had a soccer?
No, they got a soccer field.
Well, in the football stadium, they had a press box. The press box was the worst press box I've ever seen. Doesn't hold heat, doesn't hold cold. It's just there. Its windows are open. If it rains, all your equipment's getting rained on. That's why I'm afraid to go radio broadcast up there. So, they returned a lot of starters, though. Like I said, I just talked to the coach yesterday. Told me they lost about 6 or 7 seniors. Sorry, I had that written down. It is 6 or 7 seniors. So they should be as solid as they were last year. Expect a close game. Hopefully a win by the Indians. Notre Dame. Or did you give your stone? You give me your stone.
My Stone Memorial prediction is we're going to win 35-21.
All right. Why is that? Give me a reason. Come on, Dylan. You got to get involved in this.
I don't know. I guess just based off of last year's game, I mean, I almost got kicked out of that game here last year because I was sitting there on the other side on the way to my concession.
We have another Trevor Johnson in the crowd.
But anyway, I sat there and cheered because we got a touchdown, and some woman, she looked like she was some high-class person that shouldn't even been there. But anyway, I cheered because we got a touchdown, and she went to the cops, and the cops laughed at her because she tried to get me kicked out because I cheered for our touchdown. It was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that's funny. So you got what'd you have again? I forgot.
35-21.
35-21. That's a pretty solid win. You got that down, I'm saying. Good. Sam's our handy dandy score man here. What? I can't hear a word he's saying anyway. Sam, say hi to the people real quick.
Hey.
What do you think about all this football stuff? You're homeschooled. What do you think about all this? He just about fell off his chair,
I think I'm
folks.
about to fall out of my chair. I don't know what to think about it. I don't come to many football games, but I plan on doing it now. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
All right.
So we got a convert here.
Convert, yeah. Anyways, we'll convert to football some way or another. We got Notre Dame. Give me what you think about Notre Dame.
Okay, I didn't get to go to the Notre Dame game last year. I forget what it was that came up, but for whatever reason I didn't get to go. I was told that it was pretty bad. I don't remember the score, but I remember that it was in the 30s to not very much if we even scored. So from that, if it was just a loss, I'd say, okay, it's at home, we want revenge. But a score like that, unless Notre Dame just lost everybody and everybody graduated, you can't come back from that and just kill them the next season. So, as much as I hate to say this, I've got us losing Notre Dame 31-20.
31-20. I actually have here's why I got Notre Dame. It will probably be a loss. Definitely closer than it was last year. It won't be a blowout shutout. I worked with some Notre Dame alumni at my summer job. Just saying, got a lot of slack off them because I was from Sequatchie. So I really hope we beat them like a drum. I can't repeat what they told me.
As a soccer player, I hope Sequatchie's football team beats them like a drum.
Yeah. Being on the air, I can't tell you exactly what they told me when I was at my job, but it's pretty bad. So, it'd be nice to see them have to sit through some yuppie song instead of what we had to sit through last year. I don't know if you remember that. We had to sit through Eastbound and Trucking for most of the game, which is illegal by TWSAA rules, just so you know that, which is illegal. What do you got?
I honestly don't have an opinion for Notre Dame or Boyd, but I do have one for sure.
Well, you gotta give us something. Just give us a score. We'll tell you whether it's just bogus or not.
I honestly don't know how they play. I've never paid attention to them.
Okay, let me give you last year's score. It was something in the 30s, so I don't think we scored.
No, it was 40 something to 0.
40-something to 0, so give us an opinion off that.
39-0.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on, give us something.
Well, you told me this to give one in the
We're at home this year. We were away to Notre Dame last year. We're at home.
We're home. You got to at least give us a touchdown and a half. We weren't home.
Yeah, because a lot of our playing is based off the mindset of what we're playing at, and that is for a lot of teams too.
Yeah.
So we might get another touchdown and maybe a field goal.
Okay. So we got. What did you say they scored?
Dylan just said 39-10.
39. To put a 39-10 down for this thing. Notre Dame, like I said, I'd love to see them get beat. Boyd Buchanan Boyd Buchanan. That was a very good game last year. Brad Thompson got injured in that game last year, and I say that simply because, we came back in that game because of him. Up to that point, we were flat. We weren't playing right. And he got injured, and that was a spark because we didn't want to see one of our brothers go down. That was a spark. We got in there. Boom. Boom. We ended up winning that game pretty handily. I think it ended up being like 2 touchdowns, but it's still pretty handily for us being us and them being Boyd Buchanan. So, it's not a blowout. It's a comfortable win where Sequatchie stays just out of reach for most of the game. Maybe even lets the boys stick around for the first second quarter or so. But you never know what can happen under those lights in someone else's stadium. Watch out. It could be a trap game, especially with Signal being right after that. If Sequatchie puts too much emphasis on Signal, assuming that they are good enough at that point to contend at all with Signal. And I don't know if they will be at that point. It just depends. So that's what I got for Boyd.
Okay, there's a couple games on our schedule that I'm not overly confident about in my pick. Marion, Bledsoe, simply because of the rivalry, stuff can happen. You don't know with stats. But Boyd, I'm not sure about for different reasons. They're over in Chattanooga. We don't play them every year like we do Notre Dame and CCS, so I don't really know that much about them except for what they did last year. Mm-hmm. So based solely on last year and the fact that we're at Boyd this year and what I know about freshmen coming in to the football team and seniors graduating from Sequatchie, I've got us beating Boyd 35-31.
35-31. You got that, Sam? A win, 35-30. I think that's a pretty good deal because we are at their place. Now, I would have given them a 34-14 if they were at our place. I give everybody a touchdown lead, almost everybody except probably Community. If we're at their place. Poor community. I mean, they play at their middle school field. So we dressed up in their visiting basketball locker room.
I hope their school board gets them field sometimes.
Oh, they're a 1A school. Their high school is actually 2 or 3 miles down the road from their middle school. It's not really, really close, and there's nothing out there. It's not like there's buildings or places. It's like in the middle of nowhere. You go down the road, and then you take a left, and you go down another road.
No offense to Community.
No offense to Community. We just think they need to get some school board changes real soon. I will personally move to Community. I'm 18 now. I'm 18. I'll work on getting on your school board, and I will try. I can help you out and get you some more funds.
Don't let him try to help.
Fine. We'll let Brent try to help. Do you want to do that, Brent? Okay, then we'll let me help. Anyways, we have what did you get for Boyd?
I had 35-18 just based on
what you've heard.
Yeah.
35-18. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Here comes the inevitable. I play football. I have a little bit more faith than most.
I play soccer. I have an honest view of things.
For traditional view on this show, I've got a 41-28 loss. It's a blowout. Don't expect any more than that. Sequatchie has never beaten Signal since the two schools started playing each other.
I'm sitting there dying laughing, by the way.
The day may come where we beat them, but I believe that year is not this year. And again, under those lights, anything can happen. So don't expect it, so it'll happen.
I got us losing 66-3, and I thought that 3 was kind of generous.
It is kind of generous. I'll admit. You gotta give us a 10. I would give us a 10 if I were you.
We got beat 61-0 a couple years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I was on that team. I know.
I would love to say that I hope we're going to beat Signal. I would love to say we're going to score a touchdown on Signal. I go into every game having in my mind what I think is going to happen, but hoping against hope that we just kill every team. And I really want to beat Signal, but you got to be realistic here.
And remember, we are at Signal.
Yeah, it's at Signal.
It's at Signal, so you can't give us that much. On the mountain, they're going to have a fan
home a state ring.
Okay, they can bring home the state ring without beating South Pittsburgh and Signal.
That's true. Hey, all you gotta do. Hey, you remember that story Coach Montgomery told us?
15-0, baby. 15-0.
I would love it.
I would love it. That was even hard for Signal to do a few years ago. So I mean, hey, look, I'm Indian. I'm Indian through and through. I got faith in them. This is just my realistic view of it. Do I think they can go undefeated this year? It's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Brett's over here like that. It's definitely possible. Football's not one of these sports where you know someone's going to win every time.
Hey, does players hear this?
What?
Well, players, do they get to hear this?
I don't know. Maybe you should share it on Facebook. See if they hear it. Make sure they hear it. Give them a little hot for this evening. 3 years ago, we played Harpeth Hall at home, which was the second home playoff game ever played at Squatch County. And I think this can be the year we get that third home playoff game, maybe even the fourth. If we go to the second round, it's someone that's shocked someone else. It's definitely possible. I heard a quote, and I've actually talked to people from the Chat Times Free Press here in the past 2 or 3 weeks. He basically told me, he said, you get in the second round of the playoffs, anyone in the second round of the playoffs is capable of going to state. Anyone is capable of going to state. Now, first round, half of those are going to go. That's fine. Second round, anyone can go. Anyone. What do you got? What round you got them going into? Just based off of record and strength of team.
Give me some schools around here that, not saying schools that we would play, but the type of school we would play. Like, start giving me some.
The first round, we would probably play a lesser team because we have if we have that home field advantage, we'd probably play a lesser team.
Okay.
They'll all be 3A teams.
I'll be optimistic here because I had us losing 66 to 3-7, so I'll be optimistic on this one. I say we get to the second round.
Second round?
Yeah.
All right, put second right there.
I was going to say, too.
Second round? Okay. Put second round in both of those. What? 2 indeed. He's homeschooled. We thought he had education better than us, but that's what I see right now. Honestly, that's what I see. Put second on both of those. Hey, put second on both of those. They both got second. I got faith. I do. Scott's got me back over here. I got faith in him. I'm just being realistic right now.
No second round for them boys.
What? Anything short of the semifinals is bad for them, right?
No, I think all the way, baby.
All the way? We got Scott over here going all the way. Hey, Scott, we'll have a little fun with you here in a minute. You can help us with the rankings, all right? All right. So that's what we got for that. And with the 7-3 record, I gave them that. They should get home field advantage, like I said. Maybe second round home field advantage. When the Indians leave their stadium, I'm not sure they can win a big-time game against a team they probably shouldn't beat away. I have high hopes, but realistic expectations. That's what I've got right now. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Oh, no, I was just trying to figure out what record us three had. Me and Dylan have them going 8-4, and you have them going 9-4.
Yeah, definitely. So 9-4, 8-4, 8-4. 9-4, and then 8-4, 8-4 on the other two. That's what I got. We'll talk a little bit of soccer here in a second, but first I want to give you. I want to answer the trivia question earlier. And the trivia question was, I want to know if you know this one, Scott. Who did Squatch County play in the state championship in football in 1973? You got any clue over there, Scott? He's thinking here.
one Alcoa. It was some spring.
I said Alcoa too.
He said Alcoa. It's a good guess. Well, actually, back at this point, Sequatchie County wasn't in 3A.
Oh,
We were in one. I think we were actually in 2A.
can we go back? I don't like having Alcoa in some
Well, but the way everything's working now, with Signal moving up as far as they did, it could be a possibility. We're actually one of the smallest schools in the valley,
No.
or the smallest 3A schools in the valley, between Bledsoe, Grundy,
We're the
and
biggest school in the valley. Yeah, Mr. Lane gave us the numbers the other day.
really.
Yeah, but
I saw the website last year for enrollment.
enrollment, Sequatchie County High School has more. Mr. Lane said this, so I'm just quoting him. He said Sequatchie
Okay.
County High School has more students than Whipple, Marion, and South Pitt combined.
Well, that's probably true between Marion County, with them.
And I know we got more students than Bledsoe. I've got the Indians going 9-4 in the third round. They both have them going 8-4 in the second round. I think this team has a lot more potential than that, honestly. But just looking at what I see right now, I'm going off based on what I see in practice right now. So, One of the worst words that you can say about a team at the beginning of the season is great, but one of the worst words you can say about a team at the end of the season is they have potential.
they have potential. Yeah. Dylan, you don't have to get involved in this if you don't want to, unless you know something about soccer. You know anything about soccer?
Not hardly. I don't ever pay any attention to that.
All right, then. What we're going to do is we're going to go through a little bit of soccer. Go through the soccer schedule and just give us kind of a breakdown of what we're going to see this year.
Do you
And
mean,
just give them a score, and then
so
if there's something, we're going to go like we did with football, except we're going to go a little bit
okay,
shorter.
so you mean I am going game by game, not just overall?
Game by game, yeah.
Oh, okay. They've got 2 play dates before their first regular season game. Coach Chapman hasn't given them the schedule yet, or last time I asked, he hadn't given them the schedule of who they're playing in play dates. But those are just like preseason scrimmages.
Yeah.
Their first game is a day game, actually, away to Marion. Last year, I've got their schedule from last year. Last year they played Marion twice. One time they beat them 10-4. I think that was with our JV though, and the other time they beat them 9-0. Overview in general of the team this year: we're losing Katie and Chloe, and
Very talented senior. Oh my word, very talented.
Up front, that's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I have complete confidence that we're going to do just fine up front. The first couple games we might not score as much, but after that we'll get back into the groove of scoring. And our defense is stout.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and tell you what I think about this Marion County game. I don't know a lot about soccer, but I'll tell you what I do know. Because they're gone, it's going to get a little used. Have to get a little used to. I know those play dates might get them a little used to, but for the first part of the season, they're going to be a lot less scoring.
Right. I've got a scoring less in the first couple games.
I've got 5-0.
You got 5-0?
I've got 5-0.
Okay.
And that could change. That definitely could change. I'm not saying it's dead in the dirt.
Our defense is stout. I don't know who's going to be starting, but I know that Brittany Smith at center back, Allison Davenport at sweeper. I think Cheyenne and Madeline play out. They've got experience. They're good. Our goalkeepers usually pretty good. We've been training some new ones this year too. 2 goalkeepers. But that first game with the defense is always kind of getting used to actually playing an actual game. Chandler, I've got 5-1.
5-1.
A win 5-1. Yeah. So
Hey, I've got. See, Marion County's not always that good. I was thinking at the beginning of the season, Marion County's not going to get that score, that goal.
Well, it's because I'm thinking that it's going to take our. Because that's the way it was last year with the guys.
Okay. Stone. What do you got, Stone?
Stone. Okay, I've got us winning 3-0.
I've got 3. I've got 3-2.
3-2. Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that much about soccer, but I think I've got that one.
Simply because of our defense, my opponent's scores are going to be lower than Chandler's probably.
Yeah. I'm not a defensive person, as you can tell. Red Bank.
Okay, I can't speak for the girls' team, and I can't speak for the entire guys' team, but I think most of the guys, at least, would agree with me. The 2 teams that the soccer team cannot stand to lose to are Red Bank and White County. And we play them in the same week. Red Bank on Tuesday, White County on Thursday. I've got us beating Red Bank 3-0 and beating White County 2-1.
I've got kind of upsets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, I had that.
And White County, I've got y'all beating them 2-0.
Okay. I've got right in front of me the schedule from last year. We beat Red Bank 4-1 last year at Red Bank, and we got them at home this year. That's why I'm thinking 3-0.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm not looking. I was just looking at based on opponent. I wasn't really looking at home versus away because I kind of spent a little less time on this than I did football.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with you. I kind of just looked at the opponent and what I've seen in the past, what I've kind of seen from those games. So that's what I'm looking at right now.
Okay. After away to White County, we've got at Ray County. I've got us winning that 3-0. Ray County is a team that's usually about on par with us, but last year we played them and beat them by 2 goals. So even though they're usually about on par with us, I've still got us winning this year against Ray County.
I've got 3-1 on them.
3-1? Okay. Notre Dame, Signal, and CCS in soccer.
I've got y'all losing 4-0.
Oh, yeah. Notre Dame, CCS, and soccer, for those of you that don't know.
Do you agree with 4-0 with Notre Dame?
I'm losing 5-0.
5-0. All right, we're pretty similar on that.
Notre Dame, CCS, and Signal are the teams in, like, there's other teams around Tennessee, but even, like, the dominant teams in the state do not want to play Notre Dame, CCS, and Signal. They're all in our district. So we're losing CCS. We're losing Notre Dame. I say 5-0.
I got Howard winning 6. I got y'all winning against Howard 6-0.
I've got us winning against Howard 7-0.
7-0. Cannon County,
I've got us winning 3-1.
3-0.
3-0, okay. At Hickson, I don't know that much about Hickson.
I don't either. I honestly don't.
To be completely honest, if you had asked me before the season if they had a team, I'd say I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
We've got a good team. I say 2-0 simply because I don't know.
I'm going to say 5-2.
Okay. Both of us have them wins.
Wins, yeah, win.
It's
just how close. See, in soccer, the score, each score is going to count more. Each when we go up a point, that's going to count like almost a touchdown in football, honestly.
When people that don't know anything about soccer ask me like what each goal would represent, I usually say think NFL and think each goal being 10.
I usually say about 7 because that's kind of a general idea.
Okay. Who's next? Chat Central. At Chat Central, I've got us winning 7-0. We beat them pretty bad last year.
Wow, I've not got that.
Last year we beat them 6-1 because we took our starters out.
See, I didn't get to see that game last year. That's one of the games I didn't get to see last year. I actually saw a pretty good number of the games, or at least the scores of the games.
Yeah.
Last year, I didn't get to see that last year. It was one of the ones I didn't get to see that or the score. I got them winning 3-1.
Who, us or Chat Central?
Us.
Okay, yeah, but we dominated them last year.
Yeah. Marion County 4-0.
Marion County, that's an in-school game. I've got 4-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Last year, like I said, we dominated them, but we don't do nearly as good in in-school games as we do in regular games. So otherwise, I'd probably have it 8 or 9. But in-school, so 4-0.
I got Signal Mountain winning 3-2.
Okay, this next week after the Marion is a hard week. We got Signal on Tuesday and CCS on Thursday. I've got us losing to Signal 3-0.
3-0?
3-0.
Okay. I just got a closer game. I just have hope for this year. I just have hope for our girls. You know, you think losing 2 seniors not going to be that big of a deal, but it is, especially with us.
Yeah.
Those 2 weren't the main players. They were I like to call them, they were part of the big 3. Honestly, you know, you have and not to take away from anybody's athletic skill, but they were the leaders on the team. They weren't necessarily better or anything like that, but they were the leaders on the team. That was Bailey Adams, Chloe Smallwood, and Katie Allen last year. And when you take 2 of those 3 away, you've got Bailey with, which she's a heck of a ball player. We just had her on here last week. She was talking about that. I think I have faith. I have faith in them a lot more than Brent has apparently.
No. I've got a lot of faith in this team. Just I know Signal and CCS soccer.
Yeah, I've got them winning. I got them losing 3-2 Signal. I've got them losing 5-0 CCS.
I've got them losing Signal 3-0, and I was going to put 5-0 for CCS, but since it's back-to-back, I said they're going to be tired, they're going to be disappointed, and I've got CCS winning 7-0. I've got us losing CCS 7-0. Okay. And both of those games are away, too, so that makes it worse.
Oh, that makes it definitely worse. Cumberland County. You know much about them?
Yes and no. I don't know anything about their team as a whole, but I've got a couple friends that play for them, and I know those friends are pretty good soccer players. I've got us actually drawing Cumberland County 1-1.
Okay, I've got a win 4-0. Just because I don't know that much about them, and I just assume that they're going to be a decent team, but not that great.
If all of their players are like the girls I know, then it's going to be a game because they're pretty good. But
I would say it will be.
Yeah.
We got Jackson County. They're now in the district, right?
Yeah, Marion County moved out of the district. I'm not sure entirely why. It's probably because they were tired of
But
getting
I like to see that they're still in the schedule.
Yeah, we're going to play every school in the Valley that has a soccer team. We're going to play.
Yeah.
The only other girls' soccer team in the Valley is Marion County, and that's why we don't play any other schools around
Or
here.
Bledsoe.
No,
Well, Bledsoe doesn't have one.
Bledsoe's
So that's
co-ed,
fine.
Richard Hardy's co-ed, and the South Pittsburgh players play on Marion's team, and the Whitwell players play on our team.
Yeah.
So Jackson County moved in when Marion moved out. So the 5 teams in our district, for those you're wondering, are us, Jackson County, CCS, Notre Dame, Sigma.
Yeah.
I've got us beating Jackson County 8-0
8-0.
because I remember the boys game last year.
I've got 5-0, and the interesting thing was y'all didn't actually know last year. You played for the boys soccer team. You didn't actually know they were in your
We
district
had no idea. I
until
had no idea.
well, I mean, most people didn't have any idea that they were in the district until the playoffs came. Until the different playoffs
As far as
came.
I know, Coach Chapman wasn't even told until playoff time, and
Yeah.
they said Jackson County come to play us. We're like, who now? We didn't know where it was.
For districts, and you're thinking districts, Jackson County. Who is this? You know.
I asked one of the players on their team where it was because I didn't even know.
Well, see, the thing is, I think they should have kept Marion County in there, just simply due to the fact that districts need to be kind of
Yes, I
geographically in sync.
Oh, I agree with you, but Marion was tired of getting beat by the teams that kill us, and then we kill them. And Marion moved into a district of teams that we dominate all the time.
What do they move into District 8?
I think they moved to District 6. I want to say they've got.
Oh, that's with Howard, Brainer, and all them.
They're not good at girls soccer.
That's true. That's true.
We-
But it's still in the city.
If we were in District 6, we'd be in the state
The,
tournament
the,
every
ci-
year.
the, city, the Chattanooga city is actually, kind of soccer oriented.
Definitely, but
Make that move. I think it's just not geographically.
no, it doesn't make sense.
Ray County, I've got a 3-2 win. Because I play them twice.
Yeah.
Whenever you play a team twice, I always give that a closer game the second time.
I agree with that. I've got us winning 2-1. I would have it more, but I think that after we dominate Jackson County, well, you've got them 12 and 1, 2, 3, 4. You got him 12 and 4.
I got him 12 and
He
4.
did his score thing really weird. That's why I threw something down.
Yeah. We have a shout out from Coach Mullins for Brent Hurst.
Hey, Coach Mullins.
It says Brent Hurst is a genius, and he started an undergrad fight club once. Is that true?
That is not true.
That is not true? Come on now. Come on. If Coach Mullins said it, how can it not be true?
Because Coach Mullins said it. Love Coach Mullins.
He just called you a liar on air, Coach Mullins. He definitely does not love you. Definitely does not love you. Thanks for the shout out, Coach Mullins. Hey, Coach Mullins, if you're not busy, why don't you call in? That'd be good too. We'd love to talk to you a little bit, see what you think about football, and think what about our scores. And we're actually about to rank our teams. I know we're getting a little caught up on time here. Ready to do our final rankings for the day of all teams related to Sequatchie in football, soccer, and basketball. And we are about to go off the air with that. So go ahead, Sam, get that board up. I think it's the second one right there. No, the other one. It's on the back of that. Turn it over. Yeah, there we go. Hand that to me real quick. Go ahead. Get through. I would like to have y'all fill that out, and I kind of wanted a little bit closer to me so I could see all the choices we have. That's pretty good.
Okay.
I've already ranked my teams because I did this last night, and it's on the board. In case you can't see it, we'll take a picture of it and show you on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. Signal Mountain. I've got here are the schools you can choose from. Name them off, Brent.
Okay.
Schools we can choose from, and these are all these are just the schools related to Sequatchie.
Okay. This is the list, John.
Yeah.
Okay. The schools that we're ranking are Sequatchie, South Pitt, Marion County, Grundy County, Bledsoe County, Signal Mountain, Lookout Valley, Whitwell, Notre Dame, CCS, Stone Memorial, and Boyd Buchanan.
Now, all these teams are either on Sequatchie's schedule, they're in the Valley, or they are a part of the Jamboree in football. So I've already got my rankings out, and go ahead and give me an orange. Give me an orange marker over there, and Brent, you can go ahead and start filling yours out.
Okay.
How
am I going to do that with you?
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and go. Actually, my mom got messed up because I forgot to put Marion instead of CCS right there. So I think we already agree on the first one. That's Signal.
I can't write and do this while you're looking at it.
That's fine. I got Signal, South Pitt, number 2, Notre Dame, number 3, Sequatchie, number 4 out of all this list. Stone Memorial, 5, Marion County, 6, Bledsoe County, 7, Grundy County, 8, Lookout Valley, 9, CCS, 10, Boyd, 11, and Whitwell, 12.
When I look at a list and think, okay, where is Sequatchie County ranked on a list, and I see they're 4 out of 12, usually I would think that's a little high. No disrespect to Sequatchie, but just there's a lot of schools around here that are bigger than us.
When you look at all the schools relevant to
looking
Sequatchie,
at this list, I actually agree with you for the most part.
Except for maybe some of the rankings, some of the listing, but as far as Sequatchie is concerned, you're kind of yeah. Okay,
do you want me?
Go ahead and do yours, and I'll talk a little bit. You can go ahead and get yours. Fill out yours, and Dylan, you can fill out yours here in a second too. Hold on a second. Hey, Sam, you know where Scott went? Scott, you know where he went? Okay. I was going to get Scott in here to do our fan vote kind of thing, see what he thought. But, of course, I think he would put Sequatchie at number 1 anyways.
Yeah, he would.
He's pretty relevant with that. We would like to get some people in here in the restaurant with us to do like a fan vote, but I'm not sure if we can do that or not. Looks a little bit busy today. Of course, if you're in the neighborhood, you can visit us for the last few minutes here. We're doing our rankings in football at least, and so pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what I've got on Twitter. More like reply to Coach Bullens here. See if he can give us a ranking. Rank teams just heard, Coach Bullens, if you don't mind. We're on Twitter. Sorry we're going a little bit quiet right now. We're letting Brent do his rankings.
Okay, I've got it for the most part. Okay, I've got Signal ranked number 1, South Pitt 2. I'm not completely done.
I know.
I'm still planning on writing.
All right, go ahead and finish that off.
Okay, I've got Signal number 1, South Pitt number 2, Notre Dame number 3. Those 3 are
so top four you got kind of.
Sequatchie 4. Yeah, okay. top 4. I agree with you. I put Stone Memorial a little further down. I've got Marion ranked 5, Boyd Buchanan 6. I've got Bledsoe at 7, Stone Memorial 8.
Now it was interesting because you said you didn't know that much about Boyd Buchanan earlier.
They're a Chattanooga team.
They're a Chattanooga team. They are a Chattanooga team, but they're a soft Chattanooga team. That's my opinion. I think they're a little bit softer. They like to run fast, spread kind of thing.
Soft Chattanooga team still.
They run the zone read. That's what they run. What that basically is. They run out of an option out of the shotgun where you look at the person coming in. Is he going to go after the running back or you? You know, that's all you got to worry about.
And then my 9 is Grundy. I've got CCS ranked 10. 11 is I'll put Lookout Valley at 11 and Whitwell at 12.
All right. So go ahead and write those down if you don't mind. So we have those there. Dylan, you're looking at these and thinking, man, y'all are completely wrong.
I'm not completely for sure yet. I am.
Well, you gotta do it here in a second. So
for the first 4.
Yeah, it's really. It's a busy time here at Land's Restaurant today. I have to say, it's a pretty good restaurant to eat at. Very, very good food. Would you agree with me, Brent?
I would.
Very good. Especially since they're letting us use their facilities. We got to say their food's great, right?
Big thank you to them for letting us use it.
Big thank you. I do thank them, and especially Miss Amy Land for giving me permission to do this. So, very, very nice here at Land's Restaurant.
While Dylan's filling out his rates, what are we going to talk about sports?
Well, also, let me look at yours again
Let's
real
not be
quick.
so quiet on you.
Yeah, I try not to be.
Yeah.
With Dylan's, or excuse me, with yours, I do agree with the first. We agree with the first four.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with yours a little bit. I think. Well, I look back at mine. Bledsoe's at number 7. CCS is at number 10. That's fine. Whitwell, of course, at the bottom. Poor Whitwell, I know. Poor Whitwell. Lookout Valley, kind of near the bottom. I kind of had them lower, but mine got messed up, and I had permanent markers, so I couldn't really change it a little bit. But so I kind of agree with yours. I think Boyd Buchanan, I would have them a little bit lower. They are a Chattanooga team. I think they're a little bit softer. They run a little bit more option. They're a finesse team. They're not a power team. They're a finesse team. I do believe.
When you say option, you mean double or triple option or just normal option?
Just normal option.
Oh, okay.
They run that as. I mean, it's a spread option is what it is. It's essentially. I guess you could compare it to Oregon, but not in a literal sense.
Like Oregon, but they don't really have the players to be Oregon.
They don't have the players to be Oregon. They don't have the power. They don't have the speed to be Oregon.
No disrespect to them, but they're a high school. I mean, no high school is going to have Oregon.
Well, I mean, unless you're in Texas or California, you're not going to have that speed.
I'd like to see the game. I'd like to see a game of the high school that has Oregon-like players. That would be interesting.
There was a team, I believe, that won 91-0 against a team in Texas. Be a team that is in their district. In their district.
Oh, so we're not talking Signal Whitwell.
No, we're not talking. Of course, I'll bring that up. I was going to bring that up here in a few minutes because that's.
No.
They were actually, because Signal went from being a 2A team one year to the next year being a 4A team. They skipped 3A. I think it's because they didn't want to play Alcoa, but you never know.
I don't really blame them for not wanting to.
$0.50 a piece.
Really?
At the Dollar Tree. Yeah.
You should have bought like 20.
I should have. I use these things more than I should.
Okay. Dylan's got his schedule done.
What we got is, I think he's got pretty similar on the first four. He's got pretty similar.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all on the first floor.
Everything, I think everybody sees that. Signal, South Pitt, Notre Dame, Sequatchie. Marion County, he agrees with them. The first 5, Brent and Dylan agree. So we got Signal, South Pitt, Notre Dame, Sequatchie, Marion. I've got Stone Memorial a little bit higher up there. They are a 5A team. They are a really good team. He's got Marion. After Marion, he's got Bledsoe, Boyd, Grundy, Stone Memorial, Lookout Valley, CCS, and Willow. Ooh, you got CCS at 11. I would.
Ranking Dylan are Stone Memorial being below Grundy and CCS being below Lookout Valley.
That's surprising me a little bit. Grundy shouldn't be. Grundy was a really good team last year. They were after they played us. Like they were very, very dominant. Outside of our game, Signal Mountain game, and the Notre Dame game.
Signal doesn't count when you're talking about how good the game is.
I mean, outside of those 3 games, they were dominant.
Really?
They were dominant. We blew them out. Notre Dame blew them out. They didn't go 7-3, but they went 6-4. But they were pretty dominant in those games.
Good job to Grundy.
Or they were either close or they were dominant. That's how it was. There was no blowouts except for the games that we played in the course. So that's what we got for those rankings. We have a fan vote here. If anybody wants to give it to us, I don't think Coach Mullins is going to respond to us and give us that ranking He hasn't yet, at least. So, if you would, we're going to go to our soccer rankings. Out of all these teams we just discussed, only a few of them play soccer.
The only girls soccer teams in this, we're focusing on the girls teams because their season is almost here.
Yeah.
The only teams on this list with the girls soccer team are Sequatchie, Marion, Signal Mountain, Notre Dame, CCS, Stone Memorial, and Boyd Buchanan. I looked it up. They have a team, but I know nothing about them, so we're not going to rank.
Look at Valley because I have no idea what their basketball team. Like, sorry, I'm color oriented.
Okay. I won't take the time to draw the thing out, so we won't be silent on the air. We can do that after we do this. I'll just put it.
Yeah, we'll put lines. We'll put girls right there at second.
Okay. I'll put the G for girls.
Okay.
I'm too lazy to draw.
What about the numbers while we're thinking about this? I think out of all these teams, I'm not very sure. It's kind of a toss-up with basketball. I know a lot about basketball, I honestly do, but when you got basketball teams and how they did last year compared to how they're going to do this year, it's kind of a toss-up. Marion County is a good basketball team. In boys, they're a very good basketball team. They beat us twice in a row. I think they have the capabilities to do that again next year. So,
Now, just looking at this list, my top two. Does South Pittsburgh play basketball?
South Pittsburgh does.
Okay.
We don't play them that much.
We don't play them. Okay.
We don't play them that much. I think we play one game maybe.
My top two. Tell me if I'm wrong here, which I don't know what order to put them in, but tell me if I'm wrong here. My top two would be Signal and Bledsoe.
In girls basketball.
In both.
In both.
Am I wrong?
Signal and Bledsoe. We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
We'll go with it? Okay, what order?
I want to put.
Oh, we are doing. Yeah, both.
We're doing both.
Okay.
With girls, I would definitely put. Right now, I would definitely probably put Bledsoe. Put Bledsoe, something like that.
Okay. The Bledsoe girls lost one of their star players. They were 32. Shout out to Anna Peters. She scored ridiculously high amount. She's going Freed Hardeman. Strangely enough, she's not playing basketball there. But after losing her, I don't know how the rest of the team is. But that's going to be a big loss for them this season.
So we need to. I guess we need to boot them down just a little bit.
That's what I was going to say.
Probably around a 3. You
Around
think?
3?
3 or 4.
Who would be above them though?
I'm gonna go ahead and put for girls. I'm gonna go ahead and put Signal first right now. And this is just out of teams relevant to Sequatchie. I don't have a pen with me right now. I would.
That's fine. I'm writing this down on paper so we don't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so
just so we can kind of have a
Okay, so you said what ranking for what team now?
I want Signal on girls first.
Okay, I agree with that.
I'm gonna go Grundy.
Really?
Grundy, yeah.
Not Notre Dame?
Not Notre Dame.
Not Notre Dame.
Not Notre Dame. I'm gonna go. We're talking about girls basketball here, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Grundy. Grundy has historically been good. They have several state championships.
Now that you said that, I do remember them being a tough team.
Now, the only thing is with Grundy, they play bigger than they are. And what I mean by that is the scheme they run is built for a big team, which they're used to having. But now they have a bunch of guard, forward players where they're on the outside. They try to play too much inside, and when you get a taller player like we had last year with Keely Frederick, it just got to where they couldn't win. They didn't win last year. I think they might be able to get together this year. I'm not sure. I want to put Grundy at 2 just because they've been historically good, and they could definitely be good this year if they get that size. If they get a little bit more size on them. Most of them are shorter basketball players, so that's the problem I have with them.
Okay.
With the girls, I have. I'm gonna put Whitwell at 3.
Whitwell.
Girls basketball, Whitwell at 3. They only lost one senior last year, and they basically got to the regionals. They got to the regional
Whitwell at
championship.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, this is officially not my list.
This is officially not your list. Where would you put them?
I mean, I don't know anything about Whitwell basketball, but I know that Bledsoe's boys last year almost ran the score up to 100 if they didn't.
I'm talking about Whitwell girls.
I assume they would be the same, are they not?
No, Whitwell.
Okay.
Whitwell boys, Whitwell girls, two different. They are used to going regionals into sectionals.
Whitwell at 3.
Whitwell 3. You don't know that much about that basketball. I go down there near Whitwell, so I know a little bit more about it. Not trying to bag or anything like that.
You're good.
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
Okay,
You can agree with that.
I agree with that. Yeah, Notre Dame's got a good team.
Notre
Wait a
Dame.
minute, we've not put us on here yet, have we? No. Okay, good.
I'll put Notre Dame, Sequatchie, CCS.
Notre Dame, Sequatchie, CCS.
Yep. You agree with that?
I think I'm still lost on Whitwell, but I think the Notre Dame, Sequatchie, CCS are about on par. So I'm okay with the ranking.
Yeah. I just think these 3 teams are above us right now. Grundy, not much. I just think that Grundy. I just have Grundy at 2 for just the fact that they're Grundy
Okay.
in girls basketball.
They do play tough.
They do play tough.
Real physical game.
Real physical game. I remember my mom used to play for them play for Sequatchie came back in the day. She said it would always be a knockdown, drag out. If there wasn't blood on the floor, there wasn't a game played.
Yeah.
Honestly. So we got number 7.
Who are our choices left? Let's tell about who our choices left are.
Well,
We got
give me that thing. We knocked out Signal. We've knocked out
Grundy,
Whitwell,
Notre Dame, Sequatchie, CCS. And that's all. And which team are we not including again?
Lookout Valley.
Lookout Valley. Okay.
I'm gonna go Bledsoe.
Oh man, I forgot about Bledsoe. See,
I didn't forget about Bledsoe. See, they're all competitive.
I probably would have put Bledsoe above us.
I would have 2.
Okay, let's do it.
Just because, but I'm gonna go with them right here.
You're gonna go with them right here.
Yeah,
Can we move CCS down a spot?
yeah. I agree with that.
Okay.
We moved them down a spot and put Bledsoe, and then I agree with that.
Okay.
The reason I'm lower on them is because they did lose a good player, and Anna Peters was a lot of that offense, if I'm not mistaken. It was like Anna Peters was what Keely Frederick was to us.
Yes.
Except she was a point guard and Keely was more of a post. Well, she was more of a point guard player, wasn't she?
Chandler's looking at me like I understand what basketball positions are.
And she's one of the she doesn't get her back to the basket. She's not one of these layup kind of thing. She's more of a bring the ball. She's more of a leader kind of quarterback kind of person for them. Like that's what a point guard means. I'll explain this to you after the radio show, but that's what it means. Who we got left? We got Marion, South Pitt, Stone, and I'm gonna put Stone. Stone was good last year. I didn't get to see that game in person, but Bailey was telling me about them last week.
Okay. I don't know anything about Stone or Boyd.
Marion,
Or
I'm
South
gonna put Marion, Boyd, South Pitt, just because I have no idea. I know Marion County is better than both of those. They play both of those. In girls basketball, South Pitt is not that good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that does it for the girls. We've got here's our girls basketball rankings from the SpearNation. Number 1, Signal. Number 2, Grundy. Number 3, Whitwell. Number 4, Notre Dame. Number 5, your Sequatchie Indians. Number 6, Bledsoe. Number 7, CCS. Number 8, Stone Memorial. Number 9, Marion County. Number 10, Boyd Buchanan. And number 11, South Pitt.
All right. What do you got with boys?
What do I got with boys?
Mm-hmm.
How much talent did Bledsoe lose this year? Because I mean, if this is,
I think they did lose a lot this year. 'Cause I think Jamal was it the year before me or this past year? I can't remember who played this past year.
I don't know. I still want Bledsoe in top 2.
I do too. I believe we'll put them at 2.
We'll put them at 2. Okay, does that mean we're putting Signal at 1?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, just because of that.
Okay.
I'm going for the boys. Honestly, I don't see another. I'm going to put Marion.
You're gonna put Marion.
Marion.
Really?
They did us twice last year, and they had the same players they did last year.
Okay.
I'm just going based off Marion. This is a Sequatchie relevancy ranking, so I'm going based off that too. Marion, and then I'm going to put Sequatchie.
Sequatchie is 4, really? Okay.
Yes.
I'll take it.
I don't see Sequatchie better than those 3 teams right now, but I don't see them worse than any other team. I think they could beat every other team on that.
But, again, like I say, I don't know anything about most of these schools in basketball, so I'm just going off what you're telling me.
And you're going off what you've seen. What little you've seen.
Yeah, and it is a little.
I'm going to go Stone.
Stone.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to go Stone. If you have any input, Dylan or Brent, just kind of give it to me if you know anything about it. I'm kind of looking at it from another standpoint right now.
Can we put Whitwell down at the bottom, or are they better than I think they are?
Actually, I'm going to put Grundy at the bottom and Whitwell above them.
Really?
Yes.
Grundy.
Yes.
You think Whitwell can beat Grundy?
Yes. I do.
Wow. Okay.
I do, based on last year's performance and what they've lost. I've looked into this a little bit more than you think I have.
Okay. So, tell me if I'm wrong. We don't play Whitwell in basketball, right? Because they quit playing us in football.
But they are a Valley team, so that's why I include them in the relevancy.
Right. I agree it should be included, but okay.
And you always got to have that little brother that never gets anywhere. So, I love you, Whitwell. You're just not that good at basketball or football or any other sport you play. Maybe wrestling. I think they're pretty good at wrestling. You don't like
the Whitwell players.
Dylan, you got an opinion about that?
Yeah, I used to wrestle, and we had 2 wrestlers come in from Whitwell, 2 or 3, because they only have 2 or 3 people on their wrestling team.
Uh-huh.
So they're not big enough. They don't have a big enough team, so they come over and wrestle with us.
Uh-huh.
But they're still under Whitwell's name.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna put and thank you for that insight. I like to hear some other things. We might get some other people on for wrestling one day.
I know exactly who to bring on for that.
Gavin Gardner,
Katie Brock.
Yeah.
One of our good coaches, Junior Amber, he's pretty good.
Yeah. I want to get them on there one day. I do enjoy seeing talking wrestling.
Shout out to Katie Brock for 2 of Sequatchie's 4 state champions.
Yep, that is right. In case you don't know that, we have I answered that question earlier. It was Dyer County, right?
No, you didn't answer that.
I didn't answer the question. All right, the trivia question earlier, I know I kind of skipped off that. The answer was Dyer County. That game, the score of that game was 31-26. They would boast a 12-1 record that year, and the Stone sits under the scoreboard with the names of every player on that team, and it is still the Indians' only trip to the state championship in football. That's a little bit of what we got there. We got a message on Facebook. All right. Dylan Rader, he's sitting here with us. Shout out to the Pep Club. They're behind a lot of how we perform either on the court or on the field, and I do think the Tribe is a lot of that. Notre Dame, CCS,
That's how I was going to go.
Notre Dame,
And
CCS,
that just leaves South Pitt.
and South Pitt. That's what I've got right now.
Okay. So,
And if you didn't get these, we'll post these later to the Spear and maybe get some other rankings in later on. That's what we got right now. And Sam's getting bored over here. I can tell he just can't get to write anything now. It's been great having you on today.
thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, it's been great. And Dylan helped us out last week. He just didn't get on the air last week. We're sorry about that.
Want me to do the Grundy County joke?
Let's not do a Grundy County joke, Sam. We might get put off the air for that one. All I can say is, quote from Coach Montgomery, Grundy County, where the men are men and the women are too.
That's awful.
Shout out to Grundy County. No, you're not telling me that one, Sam. I know what you're trying to tell me. Go ahead and give us the last these rankings again.
Okay, your SpearNation girls basketball rankings for this season are Signal, Grundy County, Whitwell, Notre Dame, Sequatchie County, Bledsoe County, CCS, Stone Memorial, Marion County, Boyd Buchanan, and South Pittsburgh. Your SpearNation boys basketball preseason rankings are Signal Mountain, Bledsoe County, Marion County, Sequatchie County, Stone Memorial, Notre Dame, CCS, South Pitt, Boyd Buchanan, Whitwell, and Grundy County.
All right. I actually want to do one more thing with the football before we go off the air. Go ahead and put the first 5 on yours down on the fan vote, because it's going to be kind of a go ahead in black. I just kind of want to get an idea, and this is going to be the actual poll that we post up. We're going to post up all of ours. We're going to post up this as the official SpearNation poll, because it's kind of a correlation of what we have all together. So I think that's really going to be good. And we'll kind of average this out in a few minutes, and I'll give you what we need. Write those first 5 down, and then you can kind of do a ranking on the page.
My 5 or your 5?
Your 5 down to Marion County, because y'all both have Marion County, so I'm going to go ahead and, we're going to do a kind of an average kind of poll of what we have.
They put me on little tiny one, and I've already been on several
Go ahead and write the rest of these down. Go ahead and put Bledsoe in at 7. Put 7 and put Bledsoe. Put 8 Grundy.
Okay.
You can go ahead and put Whitwell at the bottom, which is still 12. And no disrespect to them, that's just what everybody else thinks. Put CCS at 10. Put, what do you got, 9? Nothing.
Who are we stuck on? Boyd and
We got 6 too.
Boyd
Put 6, and I want to do.
Number 8.
Who do you have? Okay, we're gonna vote. Who we had 3 different things for 6 out of Marion and Boyd Buchanan. Vote. What do you got?
Marion and Boyd.
Boyd for the top spot.
Okay, for number 6, Marion and Boyd. I got Marion.
Yeah, I'll go with Marion.
Alright, we'll go Marion.
Wait, Marion's at 5.
Marion is at 5. So we'll have to put Boyd right at 6.
Wait, no, hold on. We got 3 teams left. Who have we got? Boyd.
Put Boyd at 6.
Boyd, Stone, and Lookout Valley are who we play.
Put Boyd at 6.
Boyd at 6.
Go down to 9.
Stone and Lookout Valley.
Stone and Lookout Valley. Let's see. I'm gonna put Stone at 9.
And that puts Lookout Valley at 11.
11. Now look how good we collaborate. That's a pretty good representation of what this whole thing said. I think it is. Here's your final SpearNation sponsored poll. Here we go. It is number 1. Give me a drum roll here. That was horrible.
Sorry.
Y'all not in the band, I can tell. Signal at number 1. We got South Pitt at number 2. Notre Dame at number 3. Sequatchie at number 4. We all agreed on that top 4. Number 5, we have Marion County. Number 6, we have Boyd Buchanan. Number 7, Bledsoe County. Number 8, Grundy County. Number 9, Stone Memorial. Number 10, CCS. Number 11, Lookout. And rounding out your top 12 for the SpearNation poll is your favorite, not really, Whitwell High School. And that is in football. So, and we'll go ahead and give you your soccer again, and that is
Number 1, CCS. Number 2, Notre Dame. Number 3, Signal.
always the top 3.
Always top 3. Number 4, Sequatchie. We are pretty good. Number 5, Stone Memorial. And number 6, Marion County.
All right, and go ahead and give us our boys and girls basketball again, and we'll get ready to get off the air here.
Girls basketball, Signal Mountain, Grundy County, Whitwell, Notre Dame, Sequatchie County, Bledsoe County, CCS, Stone Memorial, Marion County, Boyd Buchanan, and South Pittsburgh. Boys basketball, Signal Mountain, Bledsoe County, Marion County, Sequatchie County, Stone Memorial, Notre Dame, CCS, South Pittsburgh, Boyd Buchanan, Whitwell, and Grundy County.
Okay. And I've lost a sheet of paper, apparently. This is my last sheet of paper. I don't know where it went. Hold on just a second. It's in here somewhere, I promise you. Oh, here it is. And I told you to answer our trivia question was Dyer County. I'm sorry I got off of that here earlier. We were going to go to our social media platforms to go with phones, but you have failed to give us some interaction today. You, the listener, you have failed us. I will say that proudly. You need to give us some interaction here. I'm sorry, but there needs to be some kind of interaction somewhere. We love you, fans.
Just how many viewers or listeners did we have today?
We had listeners today. We had a grand total of, and this is down from last week definitely, we have a grand total of 36 this week. It's down from 150 last week, and I think we need to up that. Share this with your friends. Tell them listen to it. You can listen to it. You don't have to listen to it live. You can listen to it like a podcast almost. You can, and I'll share that link on Facebook. You can listen to that. That's about all of our show today. We'd like to thank our guests, Brent Hurst and Dylan Rader, for coming with us.
Thank you again for inviting us.
No problem.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And Dylan, thanks for helping us. Maybe we can get these two to help us out with the broadcasting here with football season starts up with Dylan and maybe Brent. We want to thank Land's Restaurant for letting us use their restaurant for the studio. Most importantly, we'd like to thank you, the listener, for sharing your afternoon with us. The good thing about this station is there are no commercial breaks, and that's all thanks to your donations. So if you would like to help fund this radio station, you can help contact it. You can contact us at 423-949-5040. Again, that number is 423-949-5040. And again, I just want to tell you, we have hoodies on sale at the Spear. They're a little bit pricey. They're $22 pop, but they're online, and most of it does go to the Spear. We had to up the price because some of it does go back to the company that we use for it. But they're on the Spear. They're on the Facebook page and Twitter page. You can find them somewhere. A picture of it, you can go on the website. It's booster.com/the Spear Sports Fundraiser, and that goes toward our radio and video equipment.
It's also on the Spears Twitter page, if you can remember that.
It's on the Spears Twitter page. And again, if you just want to donate or help us out by donating something, whether it be funds or equipment or something like that, that number you can either contact us at 423-949-5040, 423-718-1297, or at our email, thespearsportsblog@gmail.com, and that should be easy to remember as it is with no spaces. Our contact info is also on Twitter and Facebook if you would like to help. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This has been Chandler Morrison along with Brent Hurst.
Hello?
Just say see you.
Okay, see ya.
And Dylan Rader. I'm on this is SpearNation Radio signing off for today. God bless and go Indians.